Sananda, via Adele Arini. May 10, 2019. How to Create Miracles. Part 1. Sananda speaks. Greetings, beloved brothers and sisters. It is now time for me to play a greater part in reminding you just how powerful you are, and showing you the next stepping stone in your journey to reach the destination of ultimate freedom to be yourself. In my lifetime as Yeshua ben Yosef, believing in my own inherent God powers, and fully understanding oneness, came easily to me. I was privileged to be born to two awakened parents, something that rarely occurred during that dark period of mankind's history. My parents made sure, from an early age, to instill within me only higher dimensional beliefs, programming that reflected our godlike nature. They also made sure to always talk to themselves, and to everyone they encountered, in the language of God, the language your higher selves speak in. Please read the cornucopia, if you need a reminder, and they taught their children to do the same. This means, loved ones, creating an amazing life filled with miracles, ultimately depend only on the following. You need to be fluently speaking the language of your higher self, 100% of the time, to both self and others. Yes, we have mentioned this frequently, for a reason. Some of you here may need the extra reminders from time to time. No more excuses, loved ones. It is time for the pendulum to stop swinging back and forth between your 3D and 5D selves depending on your mood, condition of the day. The physical manifestations of your desires had been inconsistent for exactly this reason alone. This inconsistency in the results you had been having thus far was caused by the inconsistency of your methods and your ways of being. We understand that you are constantly changing and upgrading daily, and thus may experience the various discomforts, ups and downs the ascension process usually brings. However, helping all of you to master your mastery also means that we should not be coddling you within this message that is part of our higher dimensional teaching series, specifically light-coded, programmed for mastery. Some days you might be feeling good, and thus, you could easily manifest your desires, but on other, not-so-good days, you might have begun to wonder if you are really as powerful as we kept saying you are. We can easily say that you are so powerful beyond your current imaginations as often as you'd like us to say it, however we would prefer that you say, believe, and choose to be so, right here, right now. However, say for example, if you are someone who is currently not ready for such a statement, or, if you do not truly believe in this statement, or, if you do not make that statement your truth by practicing your mastery, or, if you choose instead to continuously succumb to your 3D programmings whenever you are faced with challenging circumstances, then there is no point. In this scenario, your active, deeply ingrained programming language and all existing 3D filters in place will continuously prevent you from experiencing a physical reality where thou art God. Being told by someone, or by us, your higher dimensional friends, that you are God, is completely different from knowing it without a doubt, and experiencing this truth. True learning can only be accomplished via personal, first-hand, life experiences. What worked, and what didn't work? What caused your manifestations to speed up, slow down, stop? And such it was that you are currently learning the ropes to once again master your mastery in a brand new, higher dimensional environment that you have not experienced ever, since your past lifetimes in the Golden Age of Atlantis, Lemuria. Adele had recently come to a powerful realization that the process of creation and manifestation in a 3D environment is completely different from the process of creation and manifestation in a 5D environment that Earth has now fully become. Her process of realization can be likened to that of a PC user who is proficient in the old, difficult-to-learn plain interfaced, MS-DOS operating system, that was mainstream in the 1980s, before Windows arrived. When the user decided to switch to a PC with the latest version of Windows, she then needs to learn how to operate her new PC. A PC that operates in a completely different, but easy to learn, graphical user interface environment that is Windows 10. And what will happen in the following scenario, if this PC user were to stubbornly insist on using her MS-DOS know-how on her brand new, Windows 10 system PC? Well, the answer is so simple, it will not work. Her efforts will be completely futile, and she will probably be left feeling frustrated. She needs to adapt to the new, modern technology, and learn new skills. Thankfully, the Windows operating environment is so easy to learn and get used to. All it takes is practice and exposure. In much the same way, loved ones, you are at the moment facing a similar situation as the above PC user. You had been living in the 3D environment for so long, and thus, you are completely used to the rules of survival, or the rules of creation, manifestation in the difficult, negative, fearful, and lower vibrational environment that used to be your planet Earth. In that old, negatively polarized environment, oftentimes good people suffered, died young, whilst wonderful things happened to bad people. Saint Ambrose wrote the following phrase in the 4th century, "When in Rome, do as the Romans do." This phrase accurately captured the need for you to adapt to the new environment you have found yourself in order for you to then thrive in that environment. Bad people thrived in a negatively polarized world, and now that the rules of the game have changed, the same bad people, if they refuse to change their ways, will find it hard to survive, thrive, win the game in this 5D, positively polarized operating system your planet has now adopted. That is why we, your higher dimensional friends, know that individual ascension in a negatively polarized planet is thrice as challenging as individual ascension in a positively polarized planet. If you ever had the thought that your current ascension process was too challenging, you may wish to, one day, try ascending in a different, negatively polarized, non-ascension Earth time period when there were not as many awakened souls as there are today. Laughed. Souls who had successfully ascended to the higher dimensions during dark periods of Earth's, or another planet's, history are truly a rare find. After their success, Source, Father, Mother God, usually sent them on sacred missions to places, planets only when their assistance are needed. Many such souls have been tasked, and chosen to return now, to help the human collective and Earth until such time their higher selves decide their missions have been successfully completed, and thus they are no longer needed here. Such souls are often called Source souls. Souls who have successfully completed their journey back to Source after many trials and tribulations. If you feel so guided to know more about Source souls, simply watch the following YouTube video titled Part 6, Soul Origins and the 7 Rays of Light series, 7 Pools of Consciousness. It is now time for you to completely abandon your old self, once and for all. Stop fighting your God self within, and simply make a powerful intention daily to always be a living, walking demonstration of Christ consciousness, and never look back. The battle between your 3D and 5D selves is over. As soon as you say that, it is over, and decide to permanently walk away from the battlefield. What does this mean, Sananda? You have all heard of the following expression, what you resist, persists. Whenever your 3D self shows up to battle it out with you, by remaining stubborn to your old habits of fearful thoughts, words, feelings, deeds, and now that you have become your higher self, all you have to do is take a 5 minutes time out, take some deep breaths, realign yourself with the God spark within, and feel your infinite power, for you to then feel better, and peaceful once again. When you have returned to your naturally harmonious state of being, no problems will ever be too big for you to solve. The battle will be over as soon as you return to the harmony within. When you take these mini timeouts, minimum 3 times per day, simply observe how your life will change for the better soon after. It is now time for all of you to stand tall in your truth, and never waver whenever you experience contrasts coming from people whose consciousness and vibrational frequencies are vastly different from yours. Just like it took time for you to get to where you are today, those people's integration process with their own higher selves will take as long as required. Simply send them love, patience, peace, understanding, and compassion, and hold the space for them to grow more spiritually awakened. For those of you here who are members of Adele's groups, you have devotedly bathed your 4 lower bodies in the 7 sacred fires of God every day. And as a result, all of you had gone through a period of intense purification lately that was doing wonders in speeding up the energetic realignment process with the I Am within. For those of you who are not in one of her groups, if you haven't been doing this, we would highly recommend to start doing this practice daily. We can all clearly see the powerful outcomes coming from your devotion, even if you can't see or feel them just yet. Don't give up halfway, by perhaps thinking that the hard work you had done thus far has been a waste of time. Impatience is one of the greatest pitfalls faced by candidates of ascension. Lee Carroll, in one of his YouTube videos channeling Cry On, had also shared with many that to have patience is one of the 5 main challenges ascension aspirants must face. Humanity has been highly conditioned, or even brainwashed to have instant results, right now, by the many programming languages used in various marketing plans, in your TV, radio advertisements, to get people to take action right now. Many people are conditioned to work hard and stay busy, and are, more often than not, in a rush to be somewhere, to do something, to be somebody. There is nothing wrong with that, except that for most of the times, they have forgotten the importance to simply be. They have forgotten the fine art of conscious living, deep breathing. They often forget to schedule and joy, in their daily activities that are focused mostly on paying the bills, or keeping up with mortgage repayments, or looking after their loved ones. The human collective has been so conditioned to feel that time is running out if people don't buy something the marketers want them to buy, right now. How their health, the quality of their life, their happiness, their wealth, assets can be affected, if they don't do what the marketers want them to do, right now. Have you noticed, loved ones, that the human collective has mastered fear, and some even use the power of fear to their advantage, to influence people's behavior? Your life, your entire world, is often exposed to the subtle, and not so subtle, language of fear, lack, limitation, and separation. Fear that time is running out. Fear that something may break down, that you may suffer a loss. Fear that, if you don't have whatever it is they are selling you, you will not be accepted, valued just for who you are. Fear, and more fear, is precisely the programming language unawakened members of the human collective are highly fluent in. The steps needed to permanently change this fear-based programming language is: 1. To know and believe that your own programming language will naturally change, the more fully integrated you have become with the I Am presence within. 2. To understand, and trust, that once you have begun this sacred journey of I Am integration, there is no turning back. The journey will take however long it needs to take, and just like when you driving a car on a journey to a specific destination located far, far away, it is best to take with you a relaxed, tourist-like attitude, and take as much time outs, rest stops, as needed. Enjoy the journey, the views, and the people, friends that you make along the way. Please compare the above with a different version of the same journey. In this second version, You continuously kept asking your higher self, every day, questions such as these: are we there yet? I have been on this journey for so long, and it seems never ending. Why have there been no results, no signs that things are improving in my life? How much longer will we have to wait, until we get there? Loved ones, as much as we love you, please learn to love yourself more. You acting in this impatient manner is hardly conducive to a relaxed, peaceful journey. You are putting pressure on yourself, pressure on any passenger who may have come along with you on that journey, and pressure on us, members of your spirit team, not that we ever minded being on the receiving end of this pressure. And when you stress yourself out in this way, let us ask you the following question: is what you are doing an act of self-love, or the opposite? Is your impatience the trait of your higher self, or your old, 3D self? Patience is one of the characteristics Akila must possess, in order to successfully ascend. A word of Sanskrit origins, Akila is a dedicated student of ascension. A devoted student to the ascended masters. 3. Know that there is always enough time for anything, and everything under the sky. Questions such as these: my higher self, I am now 50, 60, 70 years old now. Will I make it to my destination in time? Will I truly successfully ascend in this lifetime? Serve to further demonstrate your deep 3D programming that you are running out of time, that you don't really believe that your physical body is changing to be a crystalline-based, lighter body right now, or that you don't really believe that some of you here have successfully stopped the aging process, and even begun to reverse it completely. 4. Practice operating always from the now moment, where the present and future have been fused into one. Whenever you are feeling impatient, know without a doubt that it is always due to the following reason: you are not acting like your multidimensional higher self. You have gone out of alignment, and you then need to do whatever it takes to return to perfect alignment with the I Am within. Remember, dear ones, your I Am always operates within the zone of zero separation between your present selves, present realities, and your future selves, future realities. And you need to return, or to learn how to always remain within this zero-point field of no time. Ask your higher self to give you the gift of real-life experience, by showing you exactly how it feels like to walk through life with your state of being powerfully set within this zero-point field. A preview, or a snapshot, to give you a taste of how it feels to be a fifth-dimensional human being, operating in a fifth-dimensional environment. Adele had experienced a few of these blissful days lately, and you can have similar experiences too. All you have to do is simply ask. If you wish, your higher self will also show you how to remain there always. For those of you here who have continued to walk this ascension path with faith, perseverance, patience, and occasionally even with joy, the time has come for you to remember how to easily create miracles from this moment onward. Rejoice, loved ones, for the kingdom of heaven, harmony is now here, and just like the mythical phoenix bird, you are now ready to rise from the ashes of your old, 3D self, that has been completely consumed by the 7 sacred flames of God, to once again be reborn anew as an upgraded, 5D phoenix bird that is ready to fly and master the skies. Earth has now become completely positively polarized as mentioned before, and thus, if you are walking through life by staying authentic, loving, peaceful, joyful, and in a constant state of oneness with all, that is by always staying within the zero-point field, trust us when we say that heaven will naturally be manifested in your physical reality. Heaven is a place where miracles abound. Heaven is a place where you are the creators of your own miracles. Heaven is a place where victimhood mentality does not exist. It is also a place where you are all-powerful creators in your own right, constantly in the process of co-creating as God, and with God. Beloved friends, heaven has always been on earth, and can be found within yourself. This is not a cliché, it is a statement of the highest truth. The following are the 5 fundamental rules, the 5 precepts to creating miracles in your life. Each one is equally as important as the other, and all of them are prerequisites to your mastering the art of precipitation, and later on, mastering the art of etherealization, that is, mastering your magic. Rule number 1, harmony, peace. One cannot create miracles when one's entire being is in a state of disharmony. Your mind, body, and spirit must remain at peace, no matter what life throws at you, in order to continuously create and experience miracles. Mastering the fine art of sustained peace is something that most of you here are getting plenty of practice right now. The kingdom of heaven is also known as the kingdom of harmony. One's energies must always be used in a harmonious manner with the energies of all in creation, in order to create and manifest that which one greatly desires to experience in life. To put it simply, the powerful process of creation begins only with the complete acceptance of who, what, and where you are right now. You must be at peace with who you are, what you are, and where you are right now, so that you can then, peacefully, harmoniously, set your inner GPS for the next goal, desire, destination of who, what, and where you will be next. This is the true meaning of all is always well, and life is constantly changing, creating itself anew. God is creator of all that is. What does a creator do? A creator is always creating something new. This means that creation, manifestation is so natural, and inherent within us, and what we create, defines who we are. Your God self, who is always in the state of expansion and creation, who completely understands that nothing is ever lacking, and that there is only the desire to expand and create something new, simply creates. Your higher self will always start the act of creation, from a state of love, oneness, harmony, and joy, with expansion and growth as its only purpose. One cannot create miracles from a state of lack. Your higher self always has direct access to the unlimited abundance of raw energy, also known as electronic light substance, that is Source. And he can easily transform this raw energy into matter, into anything you need, anytime, with your readiness and collaboration. Recognize, feel, and acknowledge that all is well with you, with your life right now. Nothing is ever truly lacking. Once you have mastered harmony with your entire way of being, and fully embedded the belief within you that you have everything you want, ever need, and nothing is ever lacking, that is when miracles big and small can be easily manifested. That is when you have successfully become the ultimate conductor, leading the universe to orchestrate, wield the raw energies of Source into a beautiful symphony of never-ending miracles. If the experience of lack is God's will for mankind, then it will forever be held in place by divine law, unable to be changed. As you can see for yourself, there are a lot of people out there who have no problem attracting positive abundance into their lives, for example wealth, health, love, friendships, etc. So the questions become, are you allowing abundance into your life, or are you, subconsciously, blocking it? Do you perhaps feel more comfortable living in a state of lack, maybe, because that is all you have ever known? Whenever you feel lack, in one or more aspects of your life, what you are actually doing is that you are living your life in a state of disharmony. For example, if you are experiencing lack in the area of financial abundance, you are not living in harmony with the energies of wealth and prosperity. Most importantly, this goes to show that you are not in harmony, in alignment, with your higher self. You are where you are today, because of all your past choices, and even, if you were to refuse to admit this to yourself, this is nothing but the truth. If there is something about you, your life right now that you do not enjoy, the way to harmony, peace is through admitting to yourself that on a higher level, you had deliberately created that contrast so you can experience it. In other words, you are where you are right now, because at one point in your life, you had consciously, or subconsciously created that experience. And now, you are hopefully feeling more ready to move on, to choose differently, and to create a new experience. Adele had come to a powerful realization recently, through actual life experience, that any negative feelings such as desperation, impatience, frustration, anger etc. will only serve to slow down, and eventually stop the process of creation on its tracks. Prolonged negativity will even reverse your creation process, by undoing everything you have been working so hard for, and by attracting to you more of what you do not desire to have in life. Is this what you truly wish for yourself, loved ones? Please remember, whenever you are feeling desperate, or impatient, to experience something, what you are actually doing is reaffirming to yourself that you do not yet have what you want. And by now all of you, students of life, spiritual mastery, should clearly know that to manifest your desire, you must feel as though you already have what you want, right here, right now. Desperation, or impatience powerfully pushes away your dreams. Love, joy, gratitude, and excitement pull your dreams to you at magnificent speed. In other words, the very first step, the very foundation to creating a life filled with miracles, requires you to be at peace, and harmonious, no matter what. The peace that carries within it a certain degree of detachment to your desired outcomes. This detachment comes from your complete surrender to the will of God, and complete trust in the divine that is within you, all. Rule number 2, oneness, unity with all that was, is, and will be. When creating a life filled with miracles, one is required to be, and to act in oneness with all that is in existence, including oneness with time itself. Everything that you can see, hear, touch, smell, and even that which is invisible to your senses are God. God is energy. Energy particles are everywhere, and nowhere. For those of you here who desire to master the magical art of conscious creation, that is to master the use of life force energy that is source, you must first elevate your consciousness and understanding to a level where you can always feel, with every fiber of your being, and every cell of your body, that you are one with God. And one with all of creation. And with oneness, understanding will soon come that what you did, or didn't do for others, for example fellow humans, animals, trees, the planet, you didn't do to yourself. And thus, one must make a powerful intention to always think, say, feel, and act for the higher good of self, and all. Or, in other words, never do harm to any living being, and live your daily life by always staying connected with your powerful heart, the center, source of all your God-given powers. In my lifetime as Yeshua, to teach the concept of oneness, I used the following words in one of my many sermons to the masses: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Once you have mastered oneness, Ascended Master Merlin, or your own higher self, can be called upon for assistance, to help you master the elements, water, air, earth, and fire. You will learn how to wield the raw, ever-present, live force, source energies in the universe, to then command these energies to take the shape of anything that you wish to precipitate. Doing this, that is creating what many of you classify as miracles today, will one day become second nature, and commonplace to you. You can master oneness by deciding right now to once again be able to powerfully feel the energies that completely surround you. Decide right now, if you wish, to be someone who is extremely sensitive to energy frequencies, vibrations, so that you can then become master of life force energies. All of you here are naturally sensitive to some degree, loving, compassionate souls always are. In this case, your next step to create miracles is by increasing the level of your energy sensitivity to the same level as that of an energy worker's, sooner rather than later. Everyone will be by definition, energy workers, within the next 2100 years. Your society is rapidly changing every day, to become one that will one day achieve mastery over energy. A fifth-dimensional planet occupied by a fifth-dimensional society, civilization, is a planet that is filled with embodied souls who have become masters of source energy. If, when you are ready, simply ask your higher self for guidance as to how you can gradually and safely increase your energy sensitivity. However, loved ones, just like with every action there is a reaction, simply be aware that with every power given to you, a great responsibility also comes along with it. There will be a learning curve, a period of adjustments, until you are ready to be as sensitive as you need to be, in order to fully embrace your powerful, magical, alchemist selves. Rule number 3, one must always live within the zero-point field, or zero-point consciousness, where there is only now. Past and future do not exist. This rule is perhaps easy to understand, but to successfully achieve this state of consciousness can be very challenging to do, for most of you here, in the present moment of time when this message was written. For you to live within the zero-point field, is for you to be, and act as the powerful, multidimensional, luminous light being you truly are. A being who operates outside of all constraints and limitations, and outside of the lower dimensional frameworks of time. Now, do you understand why we think it is the most challenging rule for you to achieve? The majority of you reading this today still operates within the limitations of time, because it is the very foundation of how your society works right now. The question now becomes, how can we, your higher dimensional friends, effectively teach all of you here, who are still so powerfully bound to the extremely limiting frameworks of time, how to live, operate from the zero-point field of no time? Like we had earlier stated, the best, most effective teacher comes from real-life experiences. In your every waking moment, your higher self will constantly pull you back into the now. Whenever you are worrying about something that hasn't happened yet, you are fearful about the future, and thus not living in the now. Your higher self will realign you back to now. Whenever you are reminiscing about the past, or feeling emotionally distraught by something that had occurred in the past, that by now you should have already let go of, you are once again not living in the now. Your higher self will realign you back to now. This will keep happening, more and more often from now on, and your higher self will keep doing it for you, until you finally learn one day how to always stay in the now, no matter what. When you are fully present, fully anchored, grounded in the moment of now, instead of in the past or future, you will be able to easily access the wondrous feeling, and the crystal clear knowing that all is well, and will always be well. Love is all there is. I am. This is known as the purest state of creation. This is the beginning, and the end. Life everlasting eternally. Know that when you are able to successfully feel this, you have gained entrance to the zero-point field of mastery over your matrix, mastery over energy, mastery over all of creation. Rule number 4, one must know that one is love. One must know that one is loved. One must know that love is all there is. One must also commit to be the love within, in every moment without exceptions. Most of you here know that love is the cohesive life force energy that is binding all in creation together. In every item that you can see, touch, feel, eat, hear, sense, there exists the pink flame of unconditional love that can be found within the core of its being. Love is truly the glue that binds everything together. That sounds like a cliché, we know, but we are in fact talking about energy here. Without love at its core, everything that has been physically created in your reality will cease to be. It will once again return to the raw energy of Source, awaiting the next moment of creation by the God Self of all embodied souls. Love is all there is. Love is the most powerful force in the universe. This message has been delivered to humanity often, throughout the fabric of time, through our many light love messengers of the divine, because this is truly the most important key to creation. Start by imbuing everything that which you wish to create with this most important ingredient. If you are a chef wanting to cook a meal, for the meal to be successful, all the ingredients to your delicious recipes must be present. In the art of co-creation with God, love is the energy that sustains and feeds that which you wish to create. In other words, dear friends, if you wish to successfully create anything, you must do it out of love. And never do it out of fear, lack, separation, or obligation. For example, to create more money, more wealth and prosperity in your life, you need to love money. You need to be loving friends with money. You cannot scorn someone who loves money, nor adopt a holier-than-thou attitude on people who have money, those who enjoy making money. Another example, if you wish to enjoy a healthy body, you need to love your body inside out. When you look at yourself in the mirror, there must be zero criticism, zero anger, judgmental thoughts about your body, your health, how you look, etc. You must always communicate with your body, using the language of love. When you say I love you to your body often, and when you send that love to every single cell of every single organ, you are in fact giving your body the fuel that rejuvenates the body parts you need to heal. You give your body access to the limitless power of love, to heal itself from any health condition your consciousness has adopted after many years of living on Earth. It is time for you to be the love that you truly are, in your every thought, word, feeling, and action, deed. Realize that you are powerful energy beings. Every invested thought is energy. Every word is made up of powerful energies. Never waste the spoken word. Learn to speak carefully, fully realizing the weight and power of your words. Every radiated feeling is energy. Every single deed you do is your energies being put into action. One day, when you have successfully learned to power up your energy system with overflowing love, and use love as your only fuel, trust me when I say, the kingdom of heaven on earth will become completely yours to command. That is when you will know experientially that thou art God. Rule number 5, the Holy Trinity of acceptance, gratitude, and joy. This last rule is quite simple. Acceptance of your divine birthright, as God, is needed to co-create miracles. Gratitude is another important ingredient, to be given to God, the source of all in creation. Gratitude for what is about to be created, provided, or given to you, in this act of creation you are about to do. Joy is a crucial ingredient that keeps the passion of creation alive. When you infuse your creations with the energy of joy, you will attract to you more, and more reasons to be grateful, to be alive, to be more joyful about. Joy should truly be the only reason why you do anything from now on. Creating a life filled with miracles requires you to remain joyful, and be 100% present in life. Joy is also the secret to having a physical body that never ages, decays. The energy of joy functions as a different type of fuel needed in the art of creation, We had already explained earlier that love is the primary fuel that will speed up, accelerate your creative process. Whenever I, as Yeshua, was in the process of creating any miracle, such as turning water into wine, healing people, having control over Mother Nature, or resurrecting the dead, all 5 of these fundamental rules, precepts were always present, without fail. All 5 are equally important, and they are all interconnected. The question now becomes, which ones, out of the 5 do you think you need to improve on the most? Or do you perhaps feel that you have mastered them all? If so, you will then be ready for the tests, the challenges that your higher self will send your way, to show you how much you have grown, and how much you have got left to go, to master your mastery. Many things revealed here in today's message are not new to you. In fact, some of you here who are devoted chelas, you have come a long way in understanding all of these, and applying them daily in your life. Keep walking straight ahead, loved ones, fully focused on your goal of full integration with higher self. Always by following your own guidance coming from within your heart. When you do this, embodying the 5 fundamental rules, precepts explained above, will become so easy, so second nature. We will continue this message at a later date, to give all of you here some time to fully understand, and fully integrate with the light love, and love light energies powerfully infused in every single word of this message. Loving you always beyond measure. Sananda. Channeled by Adele Arini. Copyright 2019.